Even though he is generally not credited as such, George Mallory may in fact have been the first person to climb to the top of Mount Everest. Unfortunately, we will never know. George Mallory was last seen some 250 meters from the summit, and his body was recovered in 1999, so he's not going to be telling us anytime soon. But he did leave us with this quote in response to an interviewer asking why he wanted to climb Mount Everest. Because it's there. It's a very simple quote, and it speaks to the human condition wanting to conquer nature and be able to show that we are able to follow our passions and not be stopped. And this is the exact same mentality that goes into this video game. That it's good. Wow, this is like the most pretentious start to any review I think I've ever done. Jesus, just roll the thing. Where does one even begin talking about Celeste? Let's just start with how it's presented. It is just a fantastic pixely aesthetic. It looks just bloody cool. And if you haven't been listening along yet, I mean, listen to the background music. This is the music from the game. It's fantastic. The story revolves around this character, Madeline, not Celeste. She is trying to climb Celeste Mountain, and through Madeline's quest to summit this mountain, we get to understand her as a character and get interactions with really interesting characters. And I'm just gonna stop myself right there and just say, wow, I think it's pretty reasonable to look at a game like Celeste and go, oh, it's a precision platformer, you do platforming precisely, you know, there's not much story to be had. But Celeste is definitely an exception to this rule. It is very much a game that has this nice interwoven story with these interesting, quirky little characters, and it just is really nice. It's really pleasant, it's really upbeat. It's really warm and fuzzy and everything. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty damn good story and way better than it has any right to be, but there it bloody is. But of course, we have to talk more about the gameplay. I'm a fan of it. It is very simple. So when you go to the controls, all your controls are move, jump, climb, and dash. And that's it. So pretty bare bonesy, but from that we have lots of interesting permutations on that. Every chapter will introduce new elements, so one will have moving platforms, and one will have you throwing objects around, and one will have different enemies and stuff. It means that there's constantly new stuff being brought in. Hell, even when I was recording stuff for this review, I noticed new things. There is a wall that you find at like the very end of the game, and I had no idea what was going on. I thought it was a glitch. I went back, I explored, I did tons of crazy stuff, found some puzzles. Oh, that is what you're supposed to do. That is so crazy mental that you put that much detail into this game. So yeah, I'm kind of a fan. What also helps is that this is one of those games that really likes to see difficulty as a bit of a spectrum. Obviously you have your base game of just get from one end of the story to the next. But if you want more, there are strawberries that you can go find in hard to find places. You have what are known as B-sides, which are essentially the same kind of setting but with much harder platforming. And for people on the other end of the spectrum, you can use assist mode, which allows you to have infinite dashes or invincibility, or if you're just wanting to tweak it to make it a little bit easier, you can choose to make the game speed a little bit slower, which gives you a bit more time to make those split-second decisions. And it fits really well with this kind of theme of the game of this is going to be hard, this is going to be challenging, but you will persist and you will overcome it. And that is such a wonderful and encouraging atmosphere to be placing this kind of a game into. And so just to kind of summarize this whole thing, I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it is thematically fantastic. I think it looks brilliant, sounds brilliant, it's inclusive to a whole bunch of people. Simply put, in my personal opinion, this is the best game of the year thus far. And unless there is an absolute torrent of fantastic games that make me just vibrate with enthusiasm, it is going to be one of the best games of the year, just full stop. I'm just going to put that out there right now. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think of Celeste down in the comments. Subscribe to 8-Bit, all that fantastic stuff. And I will see you soon. And in the meantime, stay hungry.